Hello everyone, I'm Nidhin K Biju. I have secured All India rank of 89 in the Civil Service Examination 2019. In this video, we'll be discussing about the effective strategy for public administration, that is the optional subject. Now, in Unacademy, you'll be getting daily live classes, live tests and quizzes, structured courses, and unlimited access to live and recorded classes. Apart from that, you have the Unacademy Learning app, which can be used for your preparations. Apart from that, so I have already discussed about me. Then now in Unacademy, we can prepare with 100 plus top educators are there who will be taking around 15,000 plus courses in the Unacademy platform, ranging from syllabus like polity, geography, science and tech, and so on. And coming to the subscription, you have flexibility here: 1 month, 3 months, 6 month, 12-month subscription is there with 50% off for the 12-month subscription. Apart from that, we have two types of subscription. That one is the plus subscription, and the second one is the iconic subscription. In case of plus subscription, you will be having this four benefit, that is live classes, test series, unlimited practice, and the structured schedule will be given to you. Apart from this, in the iconic subscription, you will be getting four more extra benefits. That is the personal coach, daily mains question and answer practice, study planner, and a personalized feedback. And if you use my code for the Unacademy for a subscription, then you will be getting a 10% off for all the subscriptions. Now, coming to the topic, public administration as an optional. Let us first discuss about the features of public administration as an optional. The first point is public administration is very dynamic in nature. So, even though there are a lot of static theories in there, we should be able to link it with the current affairs. That is it keeps on updating itself. Okay, so it is very dynamic subject. Apart from that, we will be able to interlink public administration with the general studies syllabus. For example, public administration can will become very helpful in general studies two paper, especially in polity and governance. And when it comes to ethics, that is paper GS general studies paper 4, that is ethics. In that also, public administration will become very useful. Apart from that, even for essay, public administration and its theories can be really useful. So taking public administration as an optional will definitely help you in preparing for the general studies as well as the essay subjects also. Okay, and coming to the third feature of public administration is the very short syllabus it has. Okay, public administration syllabus is very precise, well defined, and according to me it can be completed within 3 to 4 months. So that is one benefit of taking public administration as an optional. Okay, also it is the most relevant subject for an administrator, because as an administrator will be doing public administration in practice. So here will be studying the theory, and as an administrator will be doing it in practice. So it is the most relevant subject as an administrator. And coming to the fifth feature, this is very important. Okay, public administration, one difficulty which aspirant face when studying for public administration is that public administration requires a lot of thinking from your side. Apart, rather than reading, just passive reading, we have to actively keep on thinking about the same points. How can we link it with the different things which are happening around us, and we should be able to understand the vocabulary also. So it's a kind of it's a kind of a dynamic subject, as well as there is an importance of reading between the lines when it comes to public administration. So this is one very very analytical aspect of public administration, which students usually find it a bit tough in case of public administration. So these are the main features of public administration. Anyway, I have just mentioned some of the features, but the main factor which you should be using in order to choose public administration as an optional should be the your interest in the subject. It should be purely based on your interest in the subject. Go through the syllabus, go through the previous year papers, see what are being asked. Also try to read some book which is related to public administration, like Mohit Bhattacharya or Prasad and Prasad. So after reading it, you will get an idea whether you are interested in public administration or not. Only if you are interested, then only go for this subject. So this is the main thing which I want to share with you now. Coming to the next slide, that is the book list for public administration. Coming to paper one, when we say about the book list, don't expect that you will be having a lot of books to study. The book list is very short, only maximum 2-3 books per paper will be there. So if you are able to properly read those 2-3 books, then you will be scoring really good marks in public administration. Now coming to paper one, it is the theoretical aspect of public administration. Here, the most important book is New Horizons for Public Administration by written by Mohit Bhattacharya. So I'll be discussing more about this book in the coming slide. And the second important book is Administrative Thinkers by Prasad and Prasad. And another blog which I found very useful in the public administration preparation is Public Administration the One blog. So here the chapters are given. I mean, the entire public administration syllabus is given chapter wise as per the UPSC syllabus. So here and it's very concise also. You will get a basis, you'll get a very good basics of public administration if you go through this blog. So for beginners I would suggest this blog, but definitely you should be coming back to the main two books, that is New Horizons and the Administrative Thinkers by Prasad and Prasad. Now coming to the continuing with the book list for public administration, coming to paper 2. Paper 2 deals with Indian administration. So the book which I found the most useful for paper 2 is Public Administration by Radha Binod Aribab. So it is again a book which is as per the UPSC syllabus. We have all the 14 chapters which are there in the paper 2. Everything is covered very nicely in this book by Radha Binod Ariman. So I would suggest that you can actually complete paper 2 only by reading this one book. So that is the benefit of public administration. You have very limited sources here. Okay. Now, if you want additional reading, there is a book called Indian Public Administration by Arora and Goyal. Okay. So here the book is a bit bulky, but you will get in-depth understanding about various topics, and this will be very helpful in your general studies 2 preparation also, especially in the polity and the governance aspect, governance syllabus. Okay. Now, so anyway, as I have written already here, this is for additional reading. You read it only. This is not compulsory. This is just optional for you. Okay, you can choose whether to read it or not. Now, another important source for public administration is the reports, the various reports which are there, which are published by the government from time to time. So these reports become very important because they suggest a lot of reforms which should be there in the public administration, in the Indian administration. So if you are able to read this reports, the reports are really bulky. If you are able to get a summary of it, at least if you are able to, or you can read selective chapters, so that will be very beneficial for all the subjects, like for general studies also, for optional also, for essay also, for ethics also. Okay, so try to read at least the summary of this report. So the first and the most important report is the second ARC report. Okay, second Administrative Reforms Commission report. So here I have listed some reports under the second ARC. There are some specific reports which are very much relevant and directly linked to the syllabus in paper 2 especially. Okay, one is the public order, that is the fifth report. It is more related to law and order administration, which is again a syllabus topic in the paper 2, right? Also local governance, sixth report is on local governance also. If you see public administration paper 2, we can see that we have two chapters. They are urban governance and the rural development. So these two chapters can be covered in a great manner through this report. Okay, also there is personal administration, that is the 10th report. So in paper 1 we have a chapter in the paper 1 of public administration called personal administration. Okay, so that can be covered through this report. Also in paper 2 we have a chapter called civil services, so that also can, this report can be helpful in these two chapters. Okay, so we can see the 6th report and the 10th report, these two reports cover almost 4 chapters in the public administration syllabus. Okay, Also, we have promoting e-governance, that is the 11th report. Citizen-centric administration, that is the 12th report. Okay. Also, financial management, that is the 14th report. This is another report which will be covering again two chapters in the syllabus. One is in paper one we have financial administration, in paper two we have financial management. So the points, the keywords of this report can be actually used to write answers from those particular chapters. Also, in paper 2 there are two separate chapters called state administration, district administration. So the 15th report of second ARC covers both these chapters. So here you can see that uh, almost see here, this is one chapter, 1 plus 2 3 3 chapter, 5 chapters, 7 chapters, 9, almost 9. These reports are themselves covering around 10 plus chapters. So that is the benefit of covering second ARC report. Okay, so try to, if possible, try to read it completely if you have time. But if you don't have time, go through the summaries. Okay. Now, another two reports which are important from the perspective of public administration are, one is the Sarkaria Commission report summary and the Punji Commission. Okay, so try to read these two reports also. This will be helping you in gaining some facts, especially for the way forward and all. So in your way forward, you can actually mention the recommendations of these committees. Okay, so this will be very useful to as a value addition in your answers. Okay, this deals with especially center state relations and all. So it can be used in especially in three chapters, that is the union government, the state government, and the local government. Okay, so these are the important, so these are the other two reports which can be used beneficially in the public administration. Now, one important aspect which I want to discuss with you is about reading the Mohit Bhattacharya textbook. That is the New Horizons of Public Administration by Mohit Bhattacharya. So this book is the most important. The most important. Let me stress it again. The most important source for public administration is Mohit Bhattacharya. Never think that you can use a substitute for this book. This book is very important. This is a must-read book in public administration. If you are not able to read Mohit Bhattacharya, then I would suggest you to rethink about taking public administration as an optional, because this book is very important. But there is an issue that vocabulary is difficult. Okay, we may not be able to understand what is being said in the book in the first reading. We may consume a lot of time to read individual pages. I used to take a lot of time even to understand a single page during the first reading. So the book is the vocabulary stuff. It takes a lot of time to understand it, but once you understand it properly, the book is worth it. The book becomes the your best friend for public administration. That is the kind of book New Horizons of Public Administration by Mohit Bhattacharya is. Okay, so never neglect this book. Many people will say that you can avoid that book, you can read other books for it, but never try avoid this book. Okay, this is very important. This can be said to be the Bible of public administration. Okay, now coming to the next book, that is the Administrative Thinkers by Prasad and Prasad. So this is also another important, very important book, because the knowledge which you get from this book you will be using throughout the public administration, throughout almost all the subjects, all the chapters, even in paper 1 and in paper 2, etc. Okay, so this book is also very important. This is also must read book for public administration. Never neglect this. So as I already told you, this is the second most important book for public administration. Around 20 plus thinkers are given. Okay, in the entire book we have around 20 plus thinkers. So I would suggest one strategy to read it, that is read one thinker per day. In this manner, you will be able to easily complete the book in around 20 days. Okay, you don't try to read a lot of thinkers per day. Try to complete one thinker a day, so that that thinker is very crystal clear in your mind. Okay, so try to complete one by one all the thinkers, and later after one reading of the entire book, when you come back for the second reading, only during the second reading you should be making short notes. It is very much important that short notes are made for thinkers and thinkers. In the coming slide, I'll be sharing with you my notes, the notes which I prepared uh, for thinkers and thinkers, as well for, I mean, for thinkers as well as the other one, Mohit Bhattacharya textbook. Okay, so short notes should be made in the second or even the third reading. Why I'm telling you this is that if you start making notes in the first reading itself, you feel that everything is important in that book. Okay, so in this manner you will be trying to write everything. You will try to copy everything into your short note, into your notes, and the notes itself will become very bulky. Later you won't be able to, and you won't even feel to revise it. Okay, so that's why I told make notes only during the second or even the third reading. Okay, and I will be showing you how crisp are the notes which I made now. So that is about reading Prasad and Prasad, the administrative thinkers. Now, coming to the next, yeah, as I already discussed, note making in public administration, it's very important because public administration has a well-defined syllabus. Okay, we don't have to learn much outside the syllabus. So the syllabus is well-defined. So if you read the books, no, if you read the books which I already mentioned, that will be more than sufficient to score very good marks in public administration. But just by reading it, you won't remember it. For that, you should make notes. Okay, the reason is that if you are able to make notes out of this, very crisp note out of this, then you will be able to revise the notes in a better manner. You will be able to revise the entire public administration very fast if you are preparing the notes. In my case, I used to prepare around, I had around 50 pages of notes for the entire public administration. So what happens is that will help me to revise the entire public administration a day before the exam also. Okay, so that is the importance of revision and note making. The note should be very crisp and very short notes. Okay, I'll be showing the example in the coming slides. So yeah, so this is a page, the picture of a page of the notes which I made from Mohit Bhattacharya. Okay, so here you can see I have written about Woodrow Wilson's essay, which is the study of administration. I made a note of all the 4 points which Woodrow Wilson said about public administration. Okay, then defining the discipline, it is there. Also, I have mentioned about public interest theory. Okay, so I have mentioned a short definition of it, and I have this was to for me to understand what it means by public interest theory. Okay, and there are some four classes, subdivisions of public interest theory. One is the intuitionist, and I have mentioned what is the intuitionist theory. Then there is a perfectionism theory. Then there is utilitarianism theory. Then the next theory was John Rawls' theory of justice. So here you can see that I have made the notes in a very crisp manner. Okay, I have divided the page into two. Okay, and I have written very short. Okay, in this manner I am covering. So this one page might cover around at least 4 5 pages in Mohit Bhattacharya. So that much crisp should be your notes. Okay, so this is one page from the notes of Mohit Bhattacharya. Now let us see the notes which I prepared from Prasad and Prasad, the thinkers. Okay, so this is one page of the notes which I prepared from Prasad and Prasad, that is administrative thinker. So here you can see that in this single page I am covering four thinkers. Okay, you know that the entire Prasad and Prasad book consists of around 20 thinkers. So the entire thinkers I have covered in 3 or maximum 4 pages. Here you can see Frederick Taylor, okay, who is the first thinker. Then comes Fayol. Fayol is mentioned here. Okay, right. Chester Bernard, the thinker Chester Bernard is mentioned here. Also, Elton Mayo is mentioned here, right? So, and you can see that I have mentioned only a maximum of 4 or 5 points under each of these thinkers, right? Only 1/4 of a page. In 1/4 of a page, I am covering the thinkers. So here you can see Taylor. So he is the father of scientific management, right? So these are the keywords. When I say yes, and these are the keywords which I'll be writing in the actual examination. So I'll make a note of only the main keywords which I'll be actually using in the examination. So this is why I emphasize on not making using keywords. Okay, here you can see scientific management. Also, this is a quote which Taylor said, that is, best management is true science. Okay, he also told about soldiering. So if you're a public administration student, you will be definitely knowing about soldiering, right? So it can be natural also, it can be systematic also. Also, there are four principles of scientific management which I have listed here. Then he has told about time and motion study. He has told about the piece rate system. He has told about differential rate system. Also, one he wanted to find a one best way of doing the things by through this time and motion study and piece rate system, right? Okay, and he also told about mental revolution. He also told about functional foremanship. He also told about the exclusion principle, right? So the benefit of this is that, see, these are the points which we tend to forget. Even though we know properly about Frederick Taylor, we know what he has told. He has told scientific management, but some keywords we might miss, we might forget it, right? For example, this mental revolution or the differential rate system or the functional foremanship. So these kind of keywords we might forget in the actual examination. In order to avoid forgetting it, in order to remember all the keywords, I'll be making this short notes and I'll be revising it multiple times in order to ensure that the concept is clear in my mind. Okay, so that is the importance of note making. So similarly, I have made for Fayol also, I have made for Chester Bernard, and I have made for Elton Mayo. So this is just to show how to make notes, how to make very crisp notes uh, so where you can revise it in a very short time. So this is all about my note making strategy. Okay, now I'll give you some tips to score more marks in public administration. So after so at the end, what we need is the marks, right? What we need is the marks in order to maximize our chances of clearing the mains. So what I used, the tips which I used were, one is we have to interlink paper 1 and paper 2. Okay, in paper 1 we will be reading about various theories, we'll be reading about various thinkers. Okay, we should be able to connect those thinkers with paper 2. While writing paper 2, we are allowed to, we should be mentioning the thinkers when we are giving answers in paper 2 also. Also, there are a lot of examples from Indian administration paper 2. These examples should be mentioned as examples in paper 1. Okay, so whatever there is in paper 2, you should be mentioning in paper 1, you should be mentioning in paper 2, and whatever you study in paper 2, you should be mentioning in paper 1 also. But ensure that the answer should look like a paper 1 answer, but a little bit of paper 2. Understood? You should mix it in a proper manner. That is, when you are writing a question in paper 1, it should look like a paper 1 question, paper 1 answer, but you can definitely use some concepts of paper 2 also. So that is what I mean by interlinkage of paper 1 and paper 2. Now, another second point is extensive use of, yeah, this I already told you. So extensive use of thinkers and theories wherever possible. Wherever you can insert a thinker, try to insert it. Okay, let it be any question, any paper. Wherever you see the scope of inserting a thinker, do it. Okay, I'll show an example of how to do it. Okay, so the third point is use of current examples in the answers. So I'll tell you an example how to use these thinkers in the current examples. How can we connect it? Okay, consider the example of McDonald's. McDonald's is a restaurant, right? You can see that in McDonald's everything is kind of everything is planned, everything is measured. There is a proper process of doing the things, right? So that resembles scientific management by Frederick Taylor. So that is how you should be able to connect it. Okay, Taylor's scientific management is similar to the process which is done in McDonald's. Also, when we come to Google, the work culture of Google, it actually resembles to the human relations approach of Elton Mayo, right? So here, when we if we come back here, you can see that here. See here, I have written Google's flexible work style. That is actually I have written as an example under Elton Mayo. So in this manner, you should be able to connect one thinker with the current affair. I mean the current some examples. Okay, here you can see what I have written here. Here I have written that McDonald's standardization process, right? It also resembles the scientific management of Taylor. So here I have connected one thinker with one current example. So this is how you should be making your short notes so that you will be able to connect, and you should be able to reproduce the same thing in the exam hall to ensure maximum marks in public administration. So that's all about it. I hope you understood the way to score the maximum marks in public administration. I hope you understood uh, the book list and other tips to score maximum marks in public administration. So anyway, if you want to subscribe to any courses in an academy, kindly use my code here. My code is Nidhin. If you use this, you will be getting a 10% discount, and have a great day. Thank you.